Hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today, we're going to be doing a full field test and review for you, EDC review on this new for 2014 Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. They came out recently with the Native 5, I believe 2013 they may have come out with that with G10 handle scales. Now they've come out with a glass reinforced nylon handled version that's lighter weight. Obviously, the blade is exactly the same. And we're going to test it out here today. So this is basically an upgrade over the old Native Lightweight that you may know and have seen, and even I myself have owned and reviewed here on the channel in years past. So today we're going to get out there, give you the specs, and then give you my overall feel for whether or not this is a good EDC blade or if there's possibly a really big hang-up. You're going to have to stick around throughout this review and see at the end of the video whether or not I like this blade or I'm going to recommend you pass on it. You're going to have to stick around and find out through the course of this video. So with that being said, let's jump into the review of the Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at the overall design here and what you're getting with this blade. What you have from the handle to the tip is 3 inches, and then you have an actual cutting edge of 2.5 inches, which is real nice. Full flat grind there. I love full flat grinds with a little bit of an unsharpened swedge at the very, very top, but a very good, strong, very capable blade there, coming down to a good, precise tip. No complaints with that tip. Great overall EDC shape and design. And then they give you that really nice generous finger choil that we'll look at here in just a moment. And you can absolutely get a lot done with this full flat ground blade. Now it is made with CPM S35VN steel. I've never used that type of steel before. I've used a lot of S30V, and I know that the S35VN is just an upgrade basically over S30V. So from what I found here, you can touch it up very easily with ceramic rods, as well as it's going to hold a really good edge for an extended period of time. It's a little bit of an upgrade over S30V in my opinion, not by a huge margin, but you know, you'll definitely tell a little bit of a difference in the edge retention, as well as the resharpening capabilities is real nice as well with this blade and with this steel made here in the US in Golden, Colorado. And it can perform, guys. This thing can absolutely do all the tasks that you might ask of an EDC blade. It can do food prep, no problem. So if you're looking for a pocket knife to be able to do that, that full flat grind is going to be able to do all sorts of, game processing, fruit, vegetables, all that type of stuff if you so desire. Cordage, it's going to go through nylon rope and cord very easily. No complaints there at all. You don't need serrations on a model like this with that full flat grind and that good edge that Spyderco gives you and that you can easily maintain. You're going to be able to go through cordage, no problem. Cardboard, all sorts of EDC tasks like that, going through lots and lots of cardboard. It's just going to keep going and going and going with that really good high quality steel. It's going to take a long time for it to dull. And even carving tasks, if you are going to be using this more as a folder for backpacking and camping, that type of stuff, it can definitely do some whittling, particularly with that finger choil. It allows you to get really nice and choked up on that, and you can definitely get feather sticks for a fire going and do a little notching and stuff if you so desire and you like a pocket knife to be able to do those type of tasks. This blade is definitely going to be able to do that with flying colors, as well as even some stabbing as well. Even though it's not necessarily big enough in my opinion to do a ton of stabbing tasks, you could rely on it for a small tactical blade as well. The lockup as well as the blade design allows you to be able to do that. Overall, fantastic blade design for EDC and any other type of task you may require a pocket knife to do. This Native 5 Lightweight with its blade design is going to do a fantastic job for you without any sort of complaints. All right, guys, I want to talk to you about the quality you're getting here with this knife. This knife, I believe, is very high quality. I'm giving it a rating of 5 out of 5. For under $100, you're getting S35VN steel with a very good quality fit and finish. There's, all the angles are ground in right. There's no, weird off to one side on the centering. The centering is dead center. Everything about this knife is quality. And again, for that price point, you're getting a really good quality steel. There's nothing about this knife that I feel is like, oh, cheap, or, they kind of skimped on. They're trying to make it lightweight. The handle may feel cheap, but it's very good quality materials. Everything about this knife, high quality, 5 out of 5 on the quality rating on this Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at the lockup and the locking mechanism as well as the deployment that you're going to be getting with this Spyderco. It is a lockback design. Some of you do not like lockbacks. A lot of you do. I tend to enjoy them. They don't really bother me, particularly with the setup that we have here. Really nice, strong bar right there. Very thick, very strong, very capable. When you deploy it, it's a little stiff. You definitely have to give it a little bit of a flick with that classic Spyderco finger hole. But as long as you just give it a real quick jerk, it flicks open, no problem. And then with that finger choil, allows you to very easily kick it back down without you nicking your finger, and then close it one-handed. So you can definitely open and close this blade one-handed, and that's really what I look for. As long as I can open and close the knife one-handed with a lockback design, doesn't really bother me at all. And this is the case with that finger choil, and very strong lockup, no play left, right, up, down. Is a very, very secure lockup, as well as a good deployment for lockback design with this Spyderco Native. So no complaints at all with the deployment or the lockup. You're going to really enjoy and be able to whip this out real fast, and then the lockup is going to be very secure. You're not going to be worried about it collapsing on you with this Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. All right, guys, so real quick on the value rating that I'm going to give this Native 5 is the value rating I'm going to give it is a 4 out of 5. Real good, no real complaints there. It's right around the same price as the original Native Lightweight. I think it's about $8 more. I paid $81 for this item off of KnifeWorks. I recommend going and checking out KnifeWorks. They usually have some of the best prices around, and they usually get Spyderco and SEs and other knives in real fast. But and that's what I paid. I'm not a spokesman for KnifeWorks or anything like that, but that's what I paid. I paid $81 for this knife, and I think that's very reasonable for the very, very high quality steel. The fit and finish is really good. The centering on the blade is dead center with no complaints there. The lockup is superb. Everything that you would expect from a Spyderco knife. So the value rating, 4 out of 5, real no complaints there. Right around the $80 mark, you're going to get a lot of good quality, very premium steel and good materials. The materials are very good quality, and you're not getting ripped off or anything like that. And I'm glad that it's made here in the U.S., unlike some of the Spyderco's new stuff that is getting made in Taiwan. Not stoked about that. But anyway, so value rating, 4 out of 5 here on the Native 5 Lightweight. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and look at the handle here on the Native 5 Lightweight. Now, it's called lightweight because it weighs in at 2.6 ounces, which is great. Any knife that weighs under 3 ounces, I'm always really excited to have and carry on me. And that's no exception with this blade when it comes to the weight side of it. So 2.6, and it's made out of glass reinforced nylon for the handle material, whereas the original Native 5 was G10, and it was definitely a lot heavier. I think it was almost pushing 5 ounces. I think it was like 4.5 ounces on the weight, if I remember correctly. So glass reinforced nylon, it's not terrible. It gives you good traction, and the only complaint I really have is the boxiness. It's a little bit boxy compared to other knives out there. The edges are rounded, but they're kind of abrupt in the edges all around it. The close length from front to back is 4 inches, and that kind of, as you're about to see, really hinders the blade, and this is why. When you open the knife and you place your hand, I wear large size gloves, this knife does not feel very comfortable in my hand when I'm holding it without choking up on the finger choil. Back here it feels really awkward. My pinky basically wants to kind of come off, and this hump right here kind of gets in the way of my middle finger and is not very ergonomic. And that is, I was really excited to get this blade, guys. I was really looking forward to it. I bought it the day it was released from KnifeWorks, and I was super pumped to get it in. And once it showed up, I was not ecstatic about this handle whatsoever, actually. And really, you have to choke up and then use the finger choil if you are going to be using this blade, if you have large size hands or bigger. You really, when you do that, then it's fine. But I don't like that feature, and I don't like that fact that you can't really use it. If you just want to whip it out real fast and do a couple cutting tasks, it just feels weird. You have to choke up and then do your cutting tasks. So I am going to give this an ergonomic rating of 3 out of 5. Not super stoked on the ergonomic rating. I was really shocked. And in fact, I'm going to roll in a couple other knives here, mostly just to talk about the ergonomics and show you how the fact that this is basically designed to have to use the finger choil, in my opinion, holds back the ergonomics. If they had just made the handle just about half an inch longer, maybe even a quarter inch longer, then, it would have been fantastic, and I probably would have given it a 4 out of 5 on the ergonomics. But as it stands right now, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because my pinky basically wants to fall off, and it's very awkward in my hand unless I use the finger choil. So with that said, let me roll in a couple other blades here so we can kind of talk about that and just show you some perspective compared to other Spydercos and some other knives on the market when it comes to the handle of this Native 5 Lightweight. Okay, guys, I want to run in a couple products here, just 2 other Spydercos to really kind of show you what I'm talking about here. First on top is the Man X2 Lightweight. It's going to have the exact same handle material as your Native, But as you can see here, as I kind of pick it up and begin to get in there, this handle is much bigger, and I can definitely get my whole hand on there, and I do not have to use the finger choil. And then if I want to, I can scoot up, use the finger choil, and we're good to go. But I got plenty of room on that handle when it comes to the ergonomics. And then on the flip side, down below, we have the Delica 4. Very similar in size, weight, all those dimensions, but the edges are actually going to be rounder and smoother in your hand. And I have tons of room to spare on that pinky. Whereas, again, with this Native, I can barely get my hand when I'm holding it. My pinky is not really comfortable. It's just hot spots. I gotta end up using the finger choil, and I just don't like that about the knife. For some of you, you may not care. For me, just don't dig it. And I would prefer either of these knives over the Spyderco Native any day of the week for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at the pocket clip here and give you the rating on the carry options for this Spyderco. Now, it has the very classic Spyderco pocket that we've pocket clip that we've seen a lot before. It has a really nice, generous lanyard hole there. You can get paracord through 3 screws there, so it's going to be really nice and strong. It is a little flashy with that silver stainless steel kind of look. It is tip up, tip down, left or right, so that is awesome that they do offer that. So the carry options I'm going to give this is going to be a 4 out of 5. The only real ding that I give it, not giving it a 5 out of 5, is that the ride is kind of medium to high. I would like to see the ride a little bit lower on the pocket clip, but you can see there it doesn't really show up too much in your pocket. It's definitely not sticking out and being obnoxious and protruding. Again, it is a little flashy, but it's easy to grab, easy to pull out, easy to put back in your pocket without it sticking up huge and digging into your hip or something like that. So the rating here on the carry options is 4 out of 5 with the Spyderco pocket clip. I would like to just see it a little bit deeper ride. Other than that, no complaints at all, and get ambidextrous carry for all those lefties and righties out there. It's going to be a fantastic overall carry with this knife. All right, guys, so now we got to wrap up this video and give you my overall likability. Do I like this blade? Am I going to keep it around, keep it in the collection? Am I going to put it back out there for a trade or just resell it? My likability rating of this knife is a 3 out of 5. Very middle of the road. Not impressed. And just kind of give you a little perspective here. If you were to put this this Native 5 lightweight with my Manix 2 lightweight and my Delica 4, I will never carry this. I will carry either of those Spydercos, the Manix 2 lightweight or the Delica 4, every time over this blade. I just don't enjoy carrying it. It doesn't stand out from the crowd compared to those other 2 blades. Both of those other knives have better handles, and it's just really, that handle really kills it for me. I have to choke up in order to use it, and I just don't like that. And why have this when I can carry those other 2 knives that are both cheaper than this and will basically be more ergonomic in my hand? And in fact, even the original Spyderco Native lightweight, the original one with S30V and the hollow grind, I had that one for I think like 6 months, about a year ago. Really enjoyed it. I think it had actually the same length on the handle, but the handle was a lot more rounded and just didn't have as many hot spots, and I enjoyed carrying it, and I used it for about 6 months before I traded it or sold it for another knife. So even that original one, that original Native lightweight, has a more ergonomic handle than this new one, the Native 5 lightweight. But I love the blade. I love the full flat grind and the S35 VN steel. That's really awesome, and I like that upgrade over the hollow grind on the original Native lightweight. But this 5 just doesn't stick out to me. Very middle of the road, very mediocre, and a 3 out of 5 here on the likability. And it's not gonna stick around in the collection, guys. It's getting out of here. Just because it just doesn't do it for me, and in fact, I'm just not stoked at all about this, and that's why I am going to give this a likability rating of 3 out of 5. So I hope, guys, that this review has helped you out with your purchasing decisions and pointing you in the right direction on whether or not this new for 2014 Native 5 lightweight is going to be a good purchase for you, or if there are other Spydercos and just other knives in general that might fit the bill a little bit better for you. Obviously, you have to make that choice, but I hope this video has helped you in those purchasing decisions. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this particular episode of Gideon's Tactical. Please subscribe, comment, like the videos, share the videos, and check out our Facebook page. You can find it on the YouTube homepage of Gideon's Tactical. Like our Facebook page, where you'll get updates of upcoming videos, you'll get photos, as well as upcoming new gear releases, that products and companies that are released, as well as behind-the-scenes footage and bloopers that you'll never see make it to YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.